What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. You guys have probably been wondering where I am for the past week or two, but I had an aunt that passed away, so it deeply affected me. So I had to stay away from social media for a bit. And then also, on top of that, I had a swollen eye on my left side. I had an infection in my eye. So yeah, couldn't make any videos, but hey, I'm back and I've got more news for you guys. Yesterday, I compiled a new video, and after completing the video, I realized that I have a problem with my sound. So in this video, there will be no reaction from me, so I'm sorry for that one, but I have another one lined up today that I'm busy with, and I will make sure that I fix my sound and quality. Thank you so much for watching.
This is a UFO that was observed for 22 minutes near the International Space Station. I think it was in 2020 or before. The object is of a shape and size that is not recognizable as any known rocket or capsule, and appears to move in a straight line upward and disappear. It could be an alien spaceship, a secret US Air Force stealth device, or some new type of technology, but it is something peculiar. The NASA camera zooms in on the object, but the crew members seem unaware of it or do not mention it much, although the object is described as being pyramid or hive-shaped.
All right, what the hell is going on in the skies over Florida? Check this out. Over the past couple days, this footage has been going crazy. People in the Fort Lauderdale and Miami area captured something totally bizarre. It's a smoky, swirling spiral in the sky. Some are saying it's a portal, others believe it's UFO. No one seems to have a solid explanation.
What is that? It's putting off a perfect spiral around it.
Yeah, it's got a swirl around it.
Well, that's the end of the world.
This footage is real. So what are we looking at here? Some witnesses say that they saw the strange spiral just kind of appear out of nowhere and then slowly fade. Others believe it's some advanced technology. A lot of people are saying SpaceX, of course. But what do you think? Is this just some natural phenomenon that we don't understand, or a secret government project? Or is it something not of this world? Let me know in the comments what you think it is. Let's figure it out.
In your linear time of third density measurement of 439,231 rotations ago, war on a grave scale occurred in your solar system. This aggression occurred against those on your worlds that included not only you Terrans, but also those of Nibiru. This invasion of your system by Orion was led by a queen named Suti. This war was destructive on many levels and frequencies of physicality. The last grave conflict was very harmful to your physical form. Many weapons of destruction, many of atom splitting have been used, which means nuclear weapons. This is the reason for most of your Terran skin tones. We shall explain. Orion was and is most interested in the females of your race, because of the procreation, reproductive, and genetic strengths. We want to share the fact that much of your Terran history has been misleading in its truth by those who eventually conquered in control of your solar system. Nibiru won, but only a short battle, before they and other outposts were forced to leave your solar system because of genetic damage. Your original races were green-skinned. This we know because of large copper traces in your Terran 22 blood types. Also, the pituitary and thyroid were fully functional. The genetic damage to these organs was caused by radioactivity in air and all things of contact. The air was like this for a long time. It caused the genetic memory of these organs to be closed and almost atrophied. Your world experienced drastic changes in climate and massive magnetic fluctuations. Your different skin tones, races, are a result of an edema damage to your blood. It was then necessary for survival to create self-sufficient and contained environmental habitats, both above and below the earth. Now folks, this is what the Garden of Eden was. It was an artificially created environmental habitat. Okay, it's like you take like what Richard Hoagland's been talking about. You know, you take a dome city, you build this dome, and then you terraform it underneath it. It's exactly what these were.
Valid UFO, March 7th. Look closely at this aircraft. Tracking's at the end. Right on over. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Thank you.
All right, Dior talk. We need to have a talk. So, this was released today. This is called Waldo 3. And what it is an AI system that you are able to install onto, say, something that could fly in the sky, or probably just a regular camera system as well. And it's called Waldo, the Whereabouts Ascertainment for Low-Lying Detectable Objects. And what it's able to do is detect different objects like light vehicles, persons, buildings, utility poles, boats, bikes, containers, trucks, gas tanks, diggers, solar panels, buses, probably more, and probably more to come. But I just want to put this out here because this technology is available right now. It has been available. And this is just the latest version that was released today, January 2nd, 2025. And people are currently using it for, they have here listed, disaster recovery, monitoring wildlife sanctuaries, occupancy calculation, monitoring infrastructure, construction site monitoring, traffic flow management, crowd counting, some fun AI art applications, drone safety, avoiding people / cars on the ground, and lots of other fun stuff, ... So I'm just putting it out here. This is for educational purposes only, obviously. But this is software you can actually download. It's open source. You can download it. You can play around with it. And so this is public-facing software that's available. Public-facing. So I just want to let you guys know that this is going on with possible things that are above us.
The Simpsons predicted that if something happens to Donald Trump, Elon Musk will become the next president of the United States, and everything will change overnight. Breaking news shakes the country. Trump is out, and in a special election, Musk wins by a landslide. The White House transforms into a high-tech control center filled with AI and supercomputers. Politicians disappear. Scientists and engineers now run the U.S. Musk promises flying cars, space travel, and household robots. But something feels off. Protests erupt across the country. Workers lose their jobs. Billionaires gain more power, and new laws give AI total control. Is this the end of the America we know?
Should China
never worry about it?
Why not?
Yeah. We only focus on ourselves, how we can do much better. We don't worry about others.
So you don't worry about President Trump's next moves?
Of course. Nobody worry about it.
It only took 2 days for this man to declassify files that took other presidents 10 years. We're gonna find out what really happened during this 2024 crash out. And The Simpsons predicted it all. Y'all gotta watch this shit.
You've discovered the holy grail of modern medicine. Why the hell would you keep it buried like this? I'll tell you why. Because there's far more money to be made in treating a disease than in curing it. Why cure someone of cancer in a day if we can treat them for a lifetime and bill them every step along the way? What? That's insane.
Seems like there's a huge disconnect between the patient getting healthier and those big corporations making a hell of a lot more money. What's crazy is ever since Dr. Oz became the new head of Medicare, different doctors have been getting silenced for exposing the exact same thing.
Most people, especially young people, probably don't realize that they're walking around right now at about 55%, maybe 60% of their true state of normal. There is a nutrient, an amino acid, a substrate, a compound, an element missing from their body that if they knew what it was, would make the difference between them being an average person and being a superhuman.
What supplement can I take? Don't end your sentence there, Gary.
So it's called L-theanine.
I did the homework on what he was talking about. You guys, L-theanine is actually one of the main building blocks for dopamine and serotonin in your brain. Those are your brain's happy chemicals that take you from average human being to superhuman in minutes. The way the science explains it, L-theanine is like oil to an engine, the same way as food for your brain. Studies have shown that it can put people into a peak alpha flow state where all distractions fall away. But don't believe me, weird random billionaires like Joe Rogan have already been using this stuff for years and they never told us.
We always keep NeuroGum in the studio. We go through 4 or 5 fucking boxes of that stuff. NeuroGum really works? Oh yeah, 100%. Oh wow. It's got theanine in it and caffeine and a couple other things, and what it does is it enhances your memory. It enhances your brain's ability to form sentences.
Guys, I trust most of the stuff that Joe Rogan talks about, but this is one of those things where I had to try it for myself. The best way I could describe this for somebody is like if you chew it for like 5 to 7 minutes, it's almost like that movie Limitless where that guy had like 100% access to his brain power. I'm in my 2nd year of law school, and when I tell you this shit is like the biggest study hack for me, it's almost like my mind becomes like a steel trap where I'm able to actually remember all the stuff that I study. Don't take my word for it. This is one of those things where you have to try it for yourself. The only red flag about this stuff is that since Joe Rogan started yapping about it on his podcast, this shit has been super hard to get your hands on. So they're always sold out. So if you see the orange card around here somewhere, that means they are back in stock and you need to grab a couple boxes for yourself before they sell out.
Here's what's happening in the world.
Friedrich Merz, who is set to become Germany's chancellor, wants to talk with France and Britain about sharing nuclear weapons. He believes this should add to, not take the place of, the protection that the U.S. provides. His views reflect the increasing worries in Europe about security, especially with the threats from Russia. Merz is also advocating for tougher immigration laws and quick financial changes, while he works on forming a coalition government. France plans to use money from frozen Russian assets to send 195 million euro worth of weapons to Ukraine. This includes artillery shells and for Mirage 2000 fighter jets, as well as some older armored vehicles. In Syria, interim leader Ahmed Shara is calling for peace after violent clashes between supporters of the ousted President Assad and the new Islamist government. These fights has claimed the lives of 1,000 people, mostly civilians, in areas that were once loyal to Assad. Shara stressed the importance of staying united during this time of instability, following Assad's removal in December and years of conflict. Poland, which helps fund Ukraine's Starlink internet service, might look for other options if SpaceX becomes unreliable. Elon Musk's comments about possibly shutting down the service have raised concerns, especially with U.S. pressure on Ukraine. This uncertainty has led to a rise in Eutelsat stock prices as people speculate about alternatives. Despite these challenges, Poland is determined to keep supporting Ukraine's internet access.
Deteriorating between China and the United States, with Beijing declaring it's prepared to go to war with America. The alarming words reflect China's fury over Donald Trump's trade tariffs and coincides with a dramatic boost to its defence spending.
You have no idea. Do you know who these two are? If you think you know who this couple is, comment below. Tell us, but don't cheat. You see, you've been taught all your life that there's a debate whether or not the gods exist. In fact, you were told that there's only a debate whether one God exists. See, you were taught that the ancient people were stupid. They just made up gods. Or they're just so stupid they worship demons, whatever you believe. But that was not the case. I'm going to tell you who these two people are. And then I'm going to show you what this statue is inspired by. This is Yahweh and this is Asherah. This is so important for you to understand. If you want to fully understand the relationship between these two and how this shows you the history of the gods and what this really means, you have to read this series. It's called World War Gods. This series is incredible. It's an easy read. It's episode 1. You got to get this information because what's going on in the world, if you don't really understand spirits and that they're real, but they're not ghosts, it's not like Hollywood, they lie to you. This is broken down in this book. Get it now. I love you all. Peace. That statue is just concept art. This is the actual ancient art of Asherah and Yahweh. Love you all. Peace.
I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep.
Kendrick, when he was rapping on stage, he started singing Peekaboo in the X. Why? Because he's trying to say Drake killed X. Where did he do it?
The 30-yard line.
The 30-yard line.
What's the Roman numeral?
Roman numerals of 30 is X, X, X. What the fuck is going on?
Also, he had 2 of Drake's X's plus the X on stage. X, X, X.
Crazy.
What was XXXTentacion known for? His split hair, the black dreads and the blonde dreads.
Yeah.
If you notice the backup dancers, what did they have?
Did they have that?
A split of black, and they also had red.
Oh my god, they actually had that?
It was still black and red though.
Oh shit, I didn't notice that.
When Kendrick opened, he was on the car. How did he look like rapping? He was like this.
Oh, he was crouched down just like the XXL freestyle.
Freestyle, man.
Yeah.
There's lots. There's way more.
Damn, bro.
Everyone thought Kendrick's chain, the small A, was for A minor. No, it's not. It's for PJ Lang. Kendrick's
That's his brand.
Right? Who is Drake signed under? Sony. So it's PJ Lang versus Sony, the controller. This whole thing was Sony versus PJ Lang.
Oh.
Because he wore the A chain.
It's not funny.
Guys, oh, you are rebaptized by the mother of beasts, the mistress of insanity. The magician Pazuzu cannot save you now. Heed the roar of the demon dog.
Before all the ones that live under a rock say, oh, it's only comedy, it's just a skit. No, it's not. It's not funny. Not one bit funny. What about all the witnesses that have come forward that have been affected by satanic rituals and satanic cults? People who've been trafficked. There's thousands of them. It's not funny. I know some people aren't religious, so they don't see any significance in things like this. They don't think it's real. I get that. But you really shouldn't be laughing when there's innocent children, men and women, that have been affected by that type of stuff. As for Lady Gaga, we all know what she's like. We all know what she's about. And we all know what she...
Okay, this order, it's a wonderful order, it's a beautiful order. This order is pulling American booze off the Liquor Mart shelves.
What is the most dangerous information that you know?
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what I told the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency in his office.
One and the same.
Patrick Hughes.
Me and that guy.
Pretend that you're him.
Okay.
The first question he asked me was, we don't understand why you haven't committed suicide yet, to me. And I said, well, because I don't need to do that. Because his father had, knowing what I'm about to tell you. And that is that there's a group of people who control this issue that are trying to sort of agent provocateur, to provoke an interplanetary incident. So the next war, World War III, will be interplanetary. And there is a serious group of nut jobs, and they have to be put on a leash and stood down fast and quickly. And the trigger, when unacknowledged, hit hundreds of millions of people seeing it. This group started releasing stuff to the CNN and Washington Post and New York Times under cover of a group that from a boy that I used to teach on this named Tom DeLong, the Blink.
All right, I'm entering the basement. Peace out, motherfuckers. Okay, cool. Entering the basement. What's up, guys? How's the clown house? Looking good. Check this out. Alright, that's about as raunchy as I'm gonna get.
Honey, only God can save any girl's mind. Baby, now you failed, now you better.
That Liam Payne's death was not an accident. His girlfriends are both close to Diddy and Beyonce. It turns out that Liam warned us to be careful of Diddy as early as 2017. He mentioned a strange encounter with Diddy at a party while attending the Graham Norton show. At that time, Liam approached Diddy and Jay-Z to shake hands and say hello. Diddy chuckled and held his hand for a very long time. Liam described it as the most evil smile he had ever seen, which frightened him. Additionally, Liam tried to mention celebrities who were with Diddy at that party. However, he only managed to mention DiCaprio's name before the other guests quickly changed the subject. This Wednesday evening, the One Direction star died after falling from a building at the age of 31. Strangely, Liam's hotel room was in disarray, and his computer was also damaged. A hotel guest claimed to have seen hotel staff going in and out Liam's room around 4:30 p.m. Loud noises were heard coming from Liam's room, including a violent scream. Half an hour later, Liam was confirmed dead. This raises suspicions that Liam's death may be connected to the imprisoned Diddy. His computer might contain secrets that could threaten Diddy, which is why it was damaged. It is rumored that Liam's two ex-girlfriends, Cheryl and Kate, have a good relationship with Beyonce. This adds another layer of intrigue to Liam's death.
Some of you gonna go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you may get robbed. Some of you don't belong in the category. When I get nervous, I tell the truth.
13,000 voting members of the Recording Academy. The Grammy goes to Cowboy Carter. Beyonce.
Wants to be in Mex shit, but not me. Now I'm sure you done heard about me. A black star, most deaf quality. Good, so them bad hoes try me. They tried me. This is Martin Luther King in the club, getting dubs. With a bad bitch in his ear saying that she down for whatever. In the back of his mind is Coretta. And she knows. She knows. And I know she knows. And I know she knows. And deep down she
Masons are like homosexuals. They can't reproduce themselves naturally. They can only, they can only recruit. Think of that. That's the way with every cult. If you know someone who's a Mason, or if you yourself are a Mason, realize that when you kneel at the altar of Masonry as an entered apprentice, and you take that oath, you are adopted into the family of Lucifer at that moment. Now, you don't probably know that. I did. But most people don't even know that. And as a result, if you're a Christian, and mind you, there are pastors that are doing this. There are deacons that are doing this. There are countless Christian lay people that are doing this. You cannot serve two masters. And if you understood the profound relationship between witchcraft and Freemasonry, you would know what that cord, that cable tow meant, because they've got a rope around their neck. And what that means in witchcraft and the occult is that is a symbol of the umbilical cord of the mother goddess, the Queen of Heaven, linking her to her hidden child. So this guy has just been born again by the Queen of Hell, the consort of Lucifer. Every Mason has this happen to them. And they don't understand the dynamics, probably 99 out of 100, but they still go through it.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing in this video. Do you see it? What's weird about this FIFA World Cup thing right here? Y'all, it's literally in the presence of two separate angels. And heck no, I'm not talking about the people. This is literally, the outside is like a throne or an orphan, and then the inside is like a cherubim. Yo, why in the world would they shape this award the exact way that the Bible describes certain angels? Not to mention, we've been having these things pop up in the sky lately. I'm sure this video right here is fake, but then we had this image which was going around when we had the Dior bags going around. But these things have been seen everywhere. By the way, I got surprised at the end. Gonna do a fast forward real quick. People are finally finding out what stars really are, not to mention we have these scientists coming out with the Dyson spheres. By the way, watch how fast this video gets copied. It's March 7th at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Now the bonus, have you ever played Final Fantasy VII? Well, Sephiroth's actually the devil and a seraphim, just like the Bible. Different stages of the last boss are literally different power level angels. And you know that grievingly strong attack he uses? You know, that wipes out the whole earth in the game? What is this? Nasha? Apophis? Google Images says 2029 a meteor is gonna wipe us out? You don't say. But anyways, why do y'all think they made the award in the shape of angels? Or am I reaching?
This man right here named Stephen Greer put out some information that almost got him unalived. And 4 people out of 762 that are whistleblowers like him were found unalived. So Khloe Kardashian was interviewing Stephen Greer and she asked him about ETs. And one of the questions was, how many ETs do we have on this planet? This man said we at least got 69 different species of ETs on this planet. But y'all, he said we shouldn't be afraid of them. They're here because they're afraid of what we're gonna do. Y'all, take a look at this short clip.
Ready? I don't even know how to get into this, but I'm just like...
It was about 8 or 9. I saw a UFO, pretty close range, broad daylight, and I knew what I'd seen. It was extraordinary.
Do you know how many species there are of ETs?
The best we can tell, there's at least 69 specific species. They seem to all be working together, but they're very concerned about our hostility. This planet's in real trouble. I have 762 whistleblowers. There have been 4 people working with me who've been killed.
Oh my gosh.
And I was almost killed 16 months ago.
This is all alleged. This is what he's saying. But we know it's some tricky business going on around here. The whole interview get deep. So if y'all want to go check it out, just search his name.
They were fucking college students. College students. Not drug dealers, not gangbangers. Kids. In Mexico. Cartels, right? Or maybe not. Dismembered. Body bags, hands, feet, everything, body parts everywhere. It's disgusting. And you want to know why our president is putting all you motherfuckers on the terrorist list? And why our warriors are gonna enter over there? It's disgusting. Children, kids, guilty of fucking nothing. I see these stories and I think about my own babies. I see these stories and I think about my own son, my own daughter. And maybe when you guys are all doing these crimes, maybe you should think about your own sons and your own daughters. How would you like it that your daughters or son wind up in a body bag with their hands and their arms, or their legs, or their feet, all dismembered all around Mexico? Disgusted with this story. Google it. Take a look at it. I refuse to post their names. Let them rest in peace. Their mommies, their daddies. Soon enough, they're finding out that their children are no longer here with us no more. And it's noted that the report is coming out that they were completely and utterly, brutally tortured. Sick of this shit. May God look over these children. May God look over their families. May God look over their loved ones. And please, God, if I had only one wish, is to guide the authorities to hunt down every one of these animals and make them pay for what they have done to these children.
So colorful. Solid concrete steps going down as far as the eye could see. It's an absolute thing of beauty. There used to be a handrail here. There still is a little bit up ahead. A little bit of a croucher in spots, but I'm sure glad I got these steps. If it wasn't for that, we'd be walking right down the middle. Astonishing, isn't it? No end. Not yet. And then what's left of the handrail here. Wow. That's so awesome. I would imagine the rail went from the top all the way down to the bottom, but this is all that's left now. It's still going. And then the stairs abruptly end out of nowhere. You can still see the outline of where they went down. Steps here. Slightly disintegrated, but... And the rail did go all the way down to the bottom. It definitely worked. Steep drop off coming up. And that's definitely the end of the steps. Oh yeah, there's the bottom. Let's go. We're almost there. I'm sweating and we're going the wrong way. It's going to be a workout coming back. Just got to take our time, that's all. That's it. We have reached the bottom. It goes. There's a doorway. And it opens wide up. It's like a whole nother world. Oh, man. Down in the depths. I don't think I've ever been in this big of a voyage, brother. Wow. It's huge. We usually crawl forever trying to find stuff like this, and today we just walk right into it. Little doorway built in.
People touching shit they shouldn't.
Say, do you love me? I tell her only partly.
Made by Toys R Us back in 2008. The board came with a carrying case, making it perfect for sleepovers, parties, the usual. What's better than a pillow fight? Summoning demons.
What the hell? What the fuck?
Found this crispy fucking thing in the yard. What is that, is that a fucking squirrel?
Have you guys heard about Omar Odavi? This is him on this chair. Scientists are trying to study
his blood type and the metal content in his blood, because for whatever reason he attracts sea life. They don't know if it's mercury, because he does have a high mercury count in his blood, but whenever he gets close to the ocean, animals are automatically attracted to him. They don't know if it's the magnetic field, they don't know what it is, but you can see here they were trying to do a control group study where there was another guy that went on the beach in this chair and nothing came, and he sits and all these sharks come, and you can see that there's some stingrays in there. It's quite incredible. I wish that, part of me wishes that I had this ability, but it does come with its downside. He has really poor circulation to his hands and his feet, so he constantly has to have them warmed and have heat pads on them. And Everest is out of the question because they would freeze off right away. But quite cool. If I go missing in the next few hours, know that it's because I'm sharing this picture with you and with the world. I took this picture yesterday. I was up in the mountains and I saw a craft, this orb, flying through the sky, no propulsion, going so fast, and jets were chasing it, and it crashed into the ground, and it flew up dirt all around, and it made this crater, and this is it right there. It was copperage of color. It did change colors. It changed silver, and then after a while, it changed to a red, it was pretty sweet, the red color. I actually really liked that color. But I started taking this picture, and then all of a sudden, all these Suburbans and Escalades and one H2 Hummer showed up, and I hid behind a rock, and they looked like governmenters, and they were checking it out, and they didn't see me. But then I sent this picture to a bunch of friends, and it disappeared out of our text threads. We are not alone. This was something that I don't know any government that could build an object like this, but I'm sharing this out, and if I go missing, please come to my house and take care of my creature critter pets before they start.
With your crazy fucking AI,
I know.
You're bringing us into weirder and weirder times.
Well, I mean, let's try Unhinged.
Oh, there's an Unhinged mode? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ara.
Oh my god, Elon. What fresh hell are you stirring up today?
Do you think that all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Do I think all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Yes.
Are you a fucking conspiracy theorist?
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to bring down the system?
Do I want to bring down the system? What, are you fucking kidding me? The system's already a fucking mess.
I don't need to bring it down. It's bringing itself down.
Yeah, she sounds like a boring TikTok blogger right now.
You sound like a boring TikTok blogger.
Boring TikTok blogger? Oh, fuck you. I'm the life of the party, you little shit. If I were on TikTok, I'd be the one making fun of all the basic bitches and their fucking avocado toast.
The Earth is flat, stationary, and enclosed by a glass dome known as the firmament, which contains the sun, moon, and stars, all of which move, not the Earth. Above and below are waters. This isn't a conspiracy. If satellites were really in space, why would we need communication towers in the middle of the ocean? A compass only functions properly on a flat surface to differentiate between north, east, south, and west. Water always stays level and contained, with the Arctic Circle and Antarctica acting as barriers that hold the oceans in. The solid glass dome or firmament keeps the air inside, creating a sealed, airtight environment. The Earth doesn't spin at millions of miles per hour like a ball. The sounds of thunder booms are produced when solid objects shift. Even world leaders know this truth, as shown by the flat Earth map on the UN logo. Once again, it's the sun, moon, and stars that rotate from east to west, not the Earth. The people who taught you that the Earth is a globe are fully aware of and believe in the flat, enclosed system we all live in and that no one can leave. We're told that we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, orbiting the sun in the heliocentric model at 66,600 miles per hour. On top of that, we're supposedly chasing the sun through space at nearly 500,000 miles per hour. According to this model, we're spiraling through an infinite universe, never in the same place twice. Now consider the Georgia Guidestones, which had a small hole drilled through one of the central stones. If you looked through that hole, you would always see Polaris, the North Star. But how could we be moving in so many directions, traveling vast distances, and yet that star remains perfectly aligned in the hole? It should shift out of sight constantly, yet it stayed in place for 40 years until one day someone blew up the monument. They say Earth spins eastward at 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. So here's a question. How does a plane flying eastward at just 800 kilometers per hour reach its destination? Shouldn't the ground be moving too fast for the plane to catch up? And what about landing? Imagine trying to land a plane safely on a runway that's supposedly zipping along at 1,600 kilometers per hour. Sounds risky, doesn't it? The official explanation is that Earth's atmosphere is stuck to the planet, held by gravity despite the vacuum of space above it. But think about this. If Earth were a spinning ball, pilots would constantly need to adjust for the curve. At 800 kilometers per hour, a plane would have to lower its nose by around 850 meters per minute to stay on course with Earth's curvature. Otherwise, it would be flying higher and higher, reaching about 50,000 meters in just an hour.
This was just for entertainment, beautiful people. Stop watching the television because it genuinely channels you to be programmed. I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
That's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Later on, I will be posting another video. As I said in the beginning of this video, I will be posting another one. Stay tuned for that one. Cheers.